It is going to be Parshat Chayei Sara. I got wine out because it happens to be my Hebrew birthday this week. And what a way of celebrating, then sharing some great words of Torah here on Shabbat Parshat Chayei Sara, which also happens to be, friends, my Bar Mitzvah Torah portion, respectively. And we learned at the end of last week's Parsha of Parshat Vayera, we taught of the great acts of kindness, let's say, and hospitality of Abraham. When the three guests in last week's Parsha, who were actually messengers of God, came to visit Abraham, and then he would offer them, we learn about the piece of bread and some water to wash their feet. But in actuality, after they accepted, he brought them so much more. He brought them butter, milk, meat, and obviously that's a whole topic onto itself, why there was meat and milk in of itself on the same table. But from this, the sages learn let's just say the phrase in of itself: say little and do a lot. Don't be speaking the whole time and saying you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Just do it at the end. Be stronger in delivering than making the promises itself. And that very much epitomizes Abraham. Now, the opposite of that, and we actually learned about this, I believe, in Masechet Kiddushin, if I remember, in our Daf Yomi tidbits a couple of years back, right at the start of it. The Torah portrays a man of the name Ephron, a charlatan of the name Ephron Hachiti, the Hittite. He was the owner of the famous burial plot in Hebron, the Me'arat HaMachpelah, the cave of the Machpelah. Abraham came to him requesting to purchase this cave. For full payment, he'll give it to me. For a burial place, as we learn about it in Bereshit in chapter 23, verse number 9. Now Ephron would go on to answer to Abraham. Ephron answered Abraham and said, the field and the cave in it, I've given it to you for free. Go and bury your dead. Abraham politely refused, but Ephron would persist and say, what's a 400 silver shekel field between you and us good friends of it? Take the field for free and bury your dead. 400 shekels, silver shekels, was an exorbitant amount of money, like millions and millions, probably the equivalent of many millions, and possibly more, nowadays even more. Generally, when we give something else as a gift, we wouldn't mention the price unless we wanted a gift in return of a similar value. However, that just isn't polite, let's say. Since Ephron told him the price, Abraham understood that this was hinting to Abraham that he really wanted this 400 shekels as a gift from Abraham in return for his gift. Of the field. Now, the great rabbi, the Alter of Kelm, takes a note of Ephron's change of heart. How could he so quickly go from insisting that Abraham take the cave for free to accepting a huge sum of money for it, way above the worth of the field? Now, the Torah adds that the money was good money as well. It was money that was acceptable in any country, and Ephron grabbed it without further protest. Now, great commentator Rashi is going to comment, he said much, and he didn't even do a little of what he promised over here. There was once a debate which was claimed to have taken place between the Maimonides and the philosophers of his day. Now the philosophers, they maintained that the nature of an animal can be changed, and it can be transformed into a refined creature. Maimonides maintained that it could not be intrinsically changed. Now challenges were made, and the training began. When the day came, a huge gathering was eagerly waiting to witness, let's say, this momentous event. Everyone was astounded to see a cat appear as a waiter holding a pitcher of wine ready to be poured. Apparently the philosophers had proven their point and won the argument, seemingly. Maimonides brought out a little box containing a live mouse, and it was soon, let's say, scurrying across the floor. And down obviously went the bottles of the wine as they had, and off went the waiter after its prey. To the disappointment of all. Ephron was like a cat. He was able to act generously, but the smell of a large sum of money overwhelmed him. Out went Mr. Generous and amazing guy, and all of a sudden all his morals went, and so on and so forth. So the trick is to say little and do a lot like Abraham, but don't say so much and do nothing, just like an Ephron Hachiti. So I think on that, wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, Umavorach, Parshat Chayei Sara, my Bar Mitzvah Parsha friends over here, and study the Torah portion every single day, and on Shabbat make the most of it. And we'll say L'chaim together in Kiddush. It's got to be dry red wine, ideally, in an ideal world. A drop of red wine in of itself, especially in Kiddush, we do Friday night. Shabbat morning or lunch, as you say, tastes a little bit on Suda Shlishit also, and maybe a little bit also on also a full cup on Havdalah also, respectively. So on this note, L'chaim and Shabbat Shalom V'rach, and take care, and thanks everyone for watching. I will show all the previous videos that we've recorded on the weekly Torah portion. We've been doing this now for 3.5 years, and hopefully much more goodness and blessings. I'm wishing you well, and thanks for watching.